Y'all do know that every good joke has an element of truth in it, right?
Time to blow it up.
So Druski did a skit this past week, and I've watched Druski's stuff, and the more I've watched him, I've seen that he is like an equal opportunity jokester. So he doesn't just pick one specific community and make a joke about. He make jokes about everybody. So it's not like he's just picking on this community. But over this past week, he made a skit about mega churches, and it was funny. I'm not gonna lie, the skit was hilarious to me, and it was hilarious to a lot of people. But there were also people that did not think that the skit was funny, and I think they don't think that the skit was funny is because either he may be talking to them, or maybe talking about their pastor. A lot of people have a good affinity for their pastor, but like I said, all good jokes have some element of truth in it. We have situations out here, with churches that's constantly happening that he's basically speaking to, and it most of it speaks to finance. Churches will, take your money, will take the community's money, hand over fist, will take the community's money. But when some stuff is going down, don't want to help the community out. Remember the situation with Joel Osteen, Hurricane Harvey down in Houston? He didn't want to open his church doors to, the people, but you're taking their money. Make that make sense. If you're not going to be out there doing the work, then I don't really see the reason for you to call yourself, a church. Then you got other situations where people are trying to get money just so they can live lavish lives. Like Creflo Dollar. He wanted his congregation to pay him like $300 a piece so that he can get him a $65 million jet. What do you need a $65 million jet for? Sir. For what? So nothing in Druski's skit was off base. Nothing was wrong. I think that's kind of what got a lot of people, upset, because nothing was wrong. Like everything made sense in a joking way, and everybody was like, "Yep, that's mega churches," and it's been like that for a while. But I think now people are just now starting to not really go to church, and especially staying far away from mega churches. And like churches, period, you have these people in there that they just want to collect money. They just want to collect money, and with them being a 5013C, I think that's what the tax code is. They tax free. So basically, the congregation is paying for their Bentley. The congregation is paying for their mansion, paying for their jet. The congregation is paying for their whole life, while the congregation's life is falling apart. Their bills can't be paid. They can't pay their bills, but they paying you every week, and they come to you and ask you to pay their bills. It's crickets. We just seen, back last year, how they was acting with the girl, acting like she had a baby that was starving. They wasn't trying to feed the baby. So it's like he's not his skit was true, and it was funny. And y'all do remember that pastor that called his congregation, or rebuked his congregation, and called them poor, broke, busted, and disgusted for not, giving him enough money to get an expensive watch, an expensive car. That's not what their money's supposed to be going to, sir. Like, at all. That's not what their money's supposed to be going to. That's one of the reasons why a lot of people really aren't into the church like they were when I was a child, because my family was always into the church. That's one of the reasons. Then you got a lot of scandals that come out in the church, a lot of church scandals. The situation with David E. Taylor that just happened back in like October. That was a massive church scandal.
David Taylor and Michelle Brandon are accused of forcing call center workers to live in terrible conditions as part of the Kingdom of God Global Church. Prosecutors say many workers were Taylor's personal servants on call 24/7. Brandon was granted bond last month, but today Taylor's bond was denied.
Then you got stuff like the situation with Eddie Long. That was a crazy church scandal. And you got Creflo Dollar again. The situation he had with assaulting his 15-year-old daughter. You got pastors in here, committing adultery, sleeping with other dudes' wives, sleeping around on their wives, sleeping with other men. So it's a lot of stuff that's keeping people away from the church. So, people always want to ask, well, why people ain't going to church no more? Well, it's a lot. First of all, the tithing thing, not everybody is about to have just 10% of their check to give, to a church. That's just not about to happen. So, and then it's tax-free. So they do whatever they want. They don't even put money to the side, to try and do anything for the congregation, help the congregation. When somebody from the congregation that's been paying tithes for, years to y'all come and say, hey, pastor, I'm a little down on my luck. I might need my rent to be paid, this month. They should have no problem getting their rent paid through the church because they've been paying the church for years. But that's just not where we are. That's just not how it is. So a lot of people just checked out of it. But y'all let me know what y'all think about Druski's skit. Did y'all think it was over the top? Did y'all think it was true? Did y'all think it was untrue? Was it funny to you? Was it unfunny to you? And don't forget to give me a like, thumbs up on my video. And if you like the video, subscribe to my channel and hit that notification bell because I will be back with more. Thanks.
The Truth TV. Subscribe, like, and comment.